Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. We are on the road to finishing our demo. We've only got a couple bugs left to tackle. The only 2 or 3 bugs I know about are some that Kavictus reported, and he said that if you were in the red roof and you try to save, then if you don't have enough coin, which we only have 2 coins, so we don't have it, he said, you know, if you hit yes, it doesn't do it, but then he said if you hit no with the B button or something like that. Oh, see, look. What the heck happened there? We were able to rest. Look at that. So that's the bug Kavictus was talking about, which... Wow, yeah. So, yeah, if you walk into a bed and then hit B, you sleep anyway. Why does that happen? Playing loot in bed. Okay. So let's see if we can fix this. It has something to do in the rest dialogue option. But that is definitely a bug. So let's find it. So we should have this. Yo, what up, Katron? Good to see you again, dude. We're gonna come in here and go look for our... It's probably a dialogue box object, but it is a rest option dialogue. So it's probably somewhere in here, right, where we're doing this. Whenever we deduct our money for our, well, actually, it makes us meditate before we've officially meditated, so we need to find why. I don't see where we're doing... Well, see, look, so right here, this is in our dialogue box update, right? We're saying... Actually, yeah, this right here. Okay, so this is in the clear method for the dialogue box. I don't think this is where we actually rest, though, because we're looking for when we take out our coin currency to actually, because, well, no, actually, because we didn't have enough coins to even do it. So it was just upon a rest update and then a cancel. So let's see here in the dialog box, cancel when we do this. I mean, maybe any meditate true. Meditate yes. So it's probably there. Well, I don't know. There's a bunch of those. So, a dialogue box brings up an option to the player, and if it's an idle dialogue box, it'll be this meditate option. And if it's a rest option, which is what we're looking at, right, because it's the beds, that it'll give you options right there, but we need to find where we change it to meditate upon a B button press. So let's just start at the top of these meditate. Meditate, yes. Well, see, I'm already a little confused because we had a meditate yes defined already. See, look, we have meditate yes true, which why would it be true here? Meditate yes true. Where is this? Is it in the init? Reinit. Meditate yes gets true. Okay, I should be better at naming those things, but we're looking for when we cancel out the dialog box. So there is a action B button press right here. So when we cancel it, if the dialog box is skippable, we're no longer activated. We're going to clear that button count, clear show off, do this. See, but we have nothing to do with changing to a meditate yes here unless flush text or clear has anything to do with meditate. Yeah, let's see if flush text or clear has anything to do with meditate. No, flush text has nothing to do with meditate there. So what about clear? We do a reinit. Doesn't look like we're assigning meditate options. We do have a rest yes. What is this else catch? If it's a meditate option, otherwise rest yes. Okay. So the rest option is what's busted. So something here. Because we're also doing it. Oh, see, look, we're doing this. So maybe meditate option is true on this dialog box in even though it shouldn't be. That's one option because this says it's changing us to meditate if we meditate, but then look, it says that we're changing us to meditate if we rest, but we aren't. If we're rest yes, so it's a rest option, and if we choose rest yes, then we're going to meditate. But we don't choose it. We hit B and pre-cancel it, yet it still deploys the meditate. Because clearing it with the B button deploys this. Now we do have this thing here. Commented out old code where this is weird. Why is it only 211 here? This must be where we were testing some stuff. Because the issue is we're going to meditate. Like, does it spend our coins if we do it? Let me see it. It's saved. We have 2 coins. So you hit no and it rests. Why does it rest? Let me see if we do that same thing with a meditation idle, if that is the same. Or a sign for that matter. No? Oh, it does add a meditate too. What the fuck? Yeah, this has been wrong. If you B cancel a meditate, you meditate. But if you hit A on it, it works. So what are we doing when we hit A on a meditate no that we need to be doing on a B cancel when there's an active dialog box. So let's see that. So we're going to look for when we do our action button. Okay. So we handle the page. Okay. So look at this point. See, it could be some of these returns that we're still hitting. So one issue I was having was I ended up using some go-to statements in Lua for this this class, this dialog box class, but it turns out on the mobile deployment of Love.js, it crashes whenever there's a go-to. So I had to like take out the go-tos and put in returns here, and I don't know if the returns, I don't know what the returns do. It's what I'm trying to say, because I think it breaks out of whatever current nest it's in, but maybe it should be break instead of return. But I really don't know. Like, let's see if we put a break instead of a return here, if that does anything different. Because, well, break is only within a loop. Yeah, break is only within a loop, so it didn't like that. But when we hit B, you know, so like we hit yes. Let's go through the option that we just did that worked, which was, it wasn't a rest option, it was a meditate option. Here. So we hit, it's a meditate option. It's a meditate yes, that means we hit enter on it. See, this one's working. So this one's working, but we're not doing anything here. You know, all we do is save the data, reset our vibrancy. Okay, so this isn't it either. But I'm trying to figure out why this one worked, right? When we hit meditate yes, it worked, but meditate no. We do this, yes. Because this would be, is this when there's a key press and action press? No, this is just in clear. Okay, so I think that's part of the problem. On an action press. If it's a rest option, yes. Then if it's rest, yes. Okay. See, look, we change to player meditate here on an else. So we only do it if we have more than 5 coins, which we didn't, and it's still triggering. So I don't know why that's happening. Because right here, well, this is when it does work. But here, if we have, see, and this is actually working. So if we hit yes on the rest option when we don't have coins, it does work, and it just does the flush text. But when we hit B, that is not the case. In what case does hitting B turn us to meditate? I don't see it, because this is all the code we're doing for action B. Now there is 3 methods we're running. We're running the clear A button count method. And if we look at what that is we cycle through all the dialog boxes and we just reset the button count. So it's not there. We cycle through our collidable map objects. There's got to be more. There's got to be more, because I'm not seeing where. Well, it does do, actually. Yeah, it does do this where it says we're finished printing, we're going to flush and clear our text. But what's happening here is we're going to meditate. And that is not what's supposed to happen. So I think it's just so weird, because that's the only time that's the only logic that's in B press. That's literally it. So if it's not in flush text or clear, I really don't know. We do change a meditate option and or a meditate. See, look, so if we hit, this isn't clear. Okay. So once we clear, we say, okay, if it was a meditate option and we hit the B button, do we run this? Yeah, we run this when we cancel it. When we early cancel it, we clear it. So when it clears it, meditate yes was here. So let me just try this. Let's say, you know what, we clear it. It was a meditate option. I'm just going to say that this is player idle. And we're going to put that here as well. Let's just see if this does anything. No. We still rest. Okay. Why are we resting, man? Because look, we don't rest there because it wasn't a bed option or a meditate option. It's messed up, dude. Shit. Alright, well that's not it. But that's when we're supposed to be doing it, right? Because we hit B, we run the clear method. This is at the end of the clear method where we're asking was it a rest option? Was it a meditate option? Was it a rest yes or rest no? And when we hit B, it's technically a rest yes when we hit B. Okay, here, let me try something else. Let me just say, for right now, I'm gonna try this and just say it's gonna be a player idle in every case. Nope, wrong. Hold on. So look, I hit no with the A button. That works. Okay, now I early canceled it, and it doesn't do the meditate, but that's also because we got rid of it. So we took it out for all cases. So if we hit yes now, we don't get it. Well, and we don't have the coin. So let's test a little further. So we're close. It's just that when you hit meditate yes, and we're clearing. Let me think about it. Because yeah, when you hit B, we run this clear. So you're hitting B. If you're hitting B, you shouldn't ever meditate, right? Because yeah, but we also call this function on when you hit A on it as well. So once we hit A on it, if it was a meditate, and if it was a meditate yes, then we want to replace our idle with meditate. And if it's a rest option, like this, and it's a rest yes selection, then we want to replace this with meditate so that we can rest. So let's test this out, but we do need coins to test it. So let's just give us a cheat code here where we go into our global players dot coin count, I want to say. Delete. Coin count gets 200. Okay, so we've got 200 coins. Let's try the cancel with a B. We still fucking do the same bug, dude. So the bug's somewhere there. The bug's somewhere in there, because that's where it's happening. So either this line or this line is wrong, and since it's a rest option, it's getting called here. So when we hit B, since it is rest yes, we hit B on a rest yes, therefore we change to a player meditate. So that's why it's wrong, because it should be you hit B period and we change you here. It's just that the clear function isn't segmented for both yeah, I think it's just an issue because we call the clear method of our dialog box in both an accepting of a dialog box selection and a rejection of the dialog box. Okay, so if B is pressed, we need to not change to meditate here, but this function doesn't know the state of if B option was pressed. I don't know what that means for a solution. Let's look a little, because maybe we could just do the state machine change for the player right before we actually clear the dialogue, if the thing isn't so complicated, right? Because we're just checking if a dialog box meditate option's triggered. And it's only if this is only when we run the dialog box clear method. Okay, so here's what I propose. We can keep the default methods for player idle, but we need to ask this once we run the clear, once we run an action B, which is just canceling it prematurely, and we hit a B, we need to do a thing here where we say, okay, well, if our self dot, what was it? Because the self in this case is the dialog box, and we're trying to determine if the meditate option were true for it, because that is one condition where we need it. But also right here when we say I just got so turned around in here. We still do have the credits running on a C press, which we need to take out. Okay, we're not quite there. We need to find what we were just looking for right here. Meditate option. Okay, so this is in the clear method of our dialog box, and we need to change our player state machine in this scenario here. So we do that when we do an action B. And we do it right here towards the end, and we say, we first check, hey, is this dialog box a meditate option? Then if so, you just hit B on it. So instead of changing the state back then, we change it here. And we say, well, if it's a meditate and we were a meditate yes, then go ahead, change to our meditate. And then we can also say, well, then if our rest option was true. So this just defers. We also want to ask if rest yes. This just defers the state machine change for our player, or it actually just does it before. Does it before the rest of the clear method on the dialog box, which resets all the dialogue stuff. But we would want to change to meditate in this option as well, where we prematurely cancel. Oh, and you know what? This isn't quite it. Yo, Cavictus, dude, thanks for the raid, homie. Welcome in. Hope the stream ended good. I know you were on for a little while there. Yo, welcome in, dude. Yeah, we're trying to fix actually your bug right now, which is when you're in the inn and you hit B to cancel it, you still go to sleep. We're fixing that now. Hey, thank you for the follow, Ziza. Appreciate it. Welcome in. We're building a game, a top-down adventure Game Boy game like Link's Awakening. So if you want to check it out, I'll pull it up here. We're trying to be ready for the demo here. So you've got some magic spell casting here, and then you've got different colored tunics and different color sheet music for you to equip, and then you play like a Guitar Hero mini game with your loot here. So we're almost done with the demo. We're getting it on Steam soon. It's just that we're hunting down the final bugs, and Cavictus has been helping with that. We're almost done with known bugs, and then we'll send it to another batch of some playtesters to see if they can find any other stuff. But we're hoping it's pretty close. But yeah, we just need to make sure that when we meditate... See, look, we just went to sleep when we shouldn't have. So we've got 200 coins. We got enough to rest. If we hit yes, it says you took a nap, and it makes you nap. But if you go here, hey, welcome in, Derek. And then if you cancel it with a B, he still goes to sleep. So that's the bug here. And if you hit no with the A button, it works as expected, as we want. It's just that when you pre-cancel it. So we're trying to change it here where we only go to a meditate option if, well, and actually I did this wrong, because we only want to go, and it saves without money. It really does save without money. So if you hit B, it'll make you go to sleep and it'll actually save, even without money. I'll have to test that for sure. Oh, if you die, it'll continue there even though you didn't afford it. Okay, well that might actually help me get this bug, because this isn't quite what I needed. So what we did was we took out the... Yeah, and you know what? Here's where we need the appropriate state machine changes for the player here. So once this is in the clear method for the dialog box, so when we run this, both upon initializing, or we run this at the end of exhausting a dialog box or prematurely canceling a dialog box, and we don't have a way to determine which method does that, but the method itself does this where it runs this if it was cleared. So the problem was we were saying, okay, well, if, because in this option, this was a rest option because we were at the inn, and it was a rest yes because that's what the selector was on when we clicked it, and I'm still on the game screen, my bad. Yeah, so this was a rest option. Now, since we run this method both upon advancing and exhausting a dialog box as well as prematurely canceling it, then whatever selector your selector was on when you canceled it ended up getting called, because as far as the clear was convinced, it was a rest option and the option was rest. Which is rest yes, yeah. So we kind of need to, if it really does save there, then that means, yeah, it was saving right here, just like that would make perfect sense, because we prematurely cancel, but the selector was on a rest yes, and we ran the clear method, so therefore we save it. So I guess we only need to, we need to do a couple of things. We need to do only, what is it? Only rest specific agreeing actions. Do we need to do these certain things like reset our vibrancy? Our vibrancy is like what gives our elements the ability to spellcast. And then the save player data, which is what Kavictus was just saying here. Okay. Oh man, I don't like this. Yeah, part of me thinks I should just kind of split up. Huh. Part of me thinks we should split this up into a clear for a, no, I don't like that. I don't know the real way to do it, because when we run clear, you know, we do it here in the dialog box class. We have both a clear and a, what is it? Okay, so look, clear method in our dialog box. We do a reinit, but we do a couple of things where we, wait a second. Right here, flush text. Okay, I thought we ran another method in here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, so if we want to fix this, we need to know at the time of pressing an option whether or not to do the option that's in there, because it's like we run clear if we select and it's the last page, but then we also run clear if we cancel and it's any selection, and we're doing the same thing in both of their scenarios. So that's why it's so jacked up. But I don't know how to fix it, even though I know the problem now. So once we, basically we need to basically say, and where is this? This is just in the dialogue. So instead of clear is a bad name for it. Maybe what we can do is rename it called handle yes selection. And then we have another method called handle no. And we do basically the same thing, which is we're reinitting if we're at the, well, see, and this is where, oh dude, I know I thought about getting Steam installed for that today. I just didn't. I got some other testing done for the stream, but I don't know. I'm just waiting for the new computer. I'm just hoping the new computer is everything I hope it's going to be. It's crazy though, dude. I feel like I'm talking myself in circles with this, but this, you know, like, let's see, whenever we run this clear, when we run this clear method, where do we do it? We only run it twice. So we run it once on the action B and once on the action yes. So this is what I'm saying, where we can just say handle yes or handle no. So that way, if it's a no, right, if it's an action B, it's a handle no. No matter what the selection is, it's a handle no. So we still flush the text, we still reinit whatever, except we don't change our player state machine and we don't change our vibrancy and that sort of deal. So I think this is the way to go. We'll say, instead of clear, let's do this as is now, because the method for saying yes is working. Let's just double check that. We'll make sure we've got coins, and we will test a yes. You took a nap, and then the yes works, and let's make sure the affirmative no works, meaning we hit select on no, and that works as well. So that's good. That's the first step. So what we'll do is keep this one as is, as handle yes. Okay, and handle yes then unpauses it, resets the dialogue ID. If it was a meditate yes, because this was a yes, change to meditate. Change to meditate. If it was a rest option, yes, and we handle yes. And then this stuff, actually, yeah, this can go right here. So we need to say meditate yes and meditate option. Also change player state. And we need a rest option yes. Boom. So this is what's going to help the save issue as well that Cavictus found, because this should the handle yes is the only one that's going to have the save player data or the state machine change. The handle no will essentially do as minimal as possible and just handle the clearing of the dialog box so it can be reinitialized. It needs to be non-activated so that we can unpause as well as interact with the dialog box again. And I don't know why Derek's comment didn't go up on the screen there. Or maybe it just got pushed off. Okay, so we've done the handle yes, so we need the handle no. And yeah, we have to do a couple of things. It's mainly just this stuff. So if we hit no, actually, yeah, I don't know why we're doing this. What do we do here? For every collidable map object, we're just gonna... God dang it, dude. So the rest button count. Okay, this is just saying... this is just making sure that the dialog box has initialized and it's waited for a second input from the player. So then it's basically saying, like, if the player's actually inputting something at this point, then if it's a rest, then reinit the text box with the dialog rest. Okay, so this is handle yes, so we need a handle no function. Yeah. You could program, Cavictus. You got it. Dude, if you're that good at finding bugs, you could be a programmer. Okay, so handle no. So basically we want to do this, where we're going to reset the A button count. Well, hold on a sec, because this would be... Yeah, I think it is this. So we want to deactivate the dialog box. We want to become unpaused. We want to flush the text. We want to reset the current page and the active dialog ID back to defaults. but we don't want to do any of the things like save or change our player style. Now the only thing that's left to do is when we run clear on an action B, this needs to be handle no. And when we do it in yes and we run clear, we need to call this handle yes. And with any luck, yes remains working and no becomes fixed. Thanks for the shout out, Cavictus. Cavictus, that's okay, man. That's okay. It really is basically programming. Okay, so no worked. It worked. It didn't save. I'm assuming it didn't save because it didn't go to player meditate. And yes worked. I think we did it. All right. So yes, that works. It's a good way to spend money too. And then if we hit no on it, it works. Okay, let's hit no on a meditate idle and see if it's fixed there as well. And we'll test it. You know, test normal dialogue boxes. Just sorry, dude. Sorry. This is one bad thing about the Mac. OBS and the Apple Silicon Macs don't play nice with the screen capture on OBS apparently. So I'm having to do window capture, deprecated window capture per application for the stream, and that's the only way I can get the Mac stream to not crap out and freeze over time. But it means I need to manually switch scenes in OBS every time I switch from Tmux to Sonic Pi to Tashio. It's only temporary. My new computer's coming. It's fixed here too. It's fixed here too. So let's celebrate. Okay, so this is very close. Let's do a get diff real quick. Okay, so we broke our dialogue clear method into two options, depending on the handle yes or handle no, and we only assign certain things depending on a yes or no. So now it doesn't do the same thing, and we can actually we need to add everything to the staging area. Get status. Okay, get commit. We'll call this break down dialog box clear method into yes and no methods. And there's actually, and I know you guys won't be able to see this just yet, but I'm just on Discord looking at Convictus's bugs. He says, when you go to use the bed, you need 5 coins to use it, but then you hit, okay, so the game saves even though I did not sleep. We just fixed that. And then he says, when you use the bed as mentioned, your magic replenishes despite the fact that we have no money to sleep. That is the Flamma vibrancy equals 0 on the rest yes option that we just did. So that's working. Oh man, dude, I can't imagine what your family must bring to you, Katron, to fix. Just like. Okay, so the only bug left on the Discord unfixed right now is this one I can't get reproduced at the moment. Cavictus says he equips the loot and then de-equips it, and now he has 2 loots in the inventory in the Red Roof House where you can sleep. So let's just see if we can mimic that. Let's see. This should reload here. Okay, so we're looking for... I forgot what I was gonna do. The loot equip here, right? And I have a horrible I had a horrible realization today about what could be broken about the inventory system. And it's not good. You had no potion at the time? So if you have no potion, you just had one loot and you were in here trying to equip it or unequip it? Because what's hard is, you know, what's hard is you were doing that on the old commit that was saving incorrectly when you canceled. So you might have been able to save a loot in your inventory. Well, let me think it through. Well, what I'm trying to say is, like, there's a chance I could have fixed it now with this current bug fix, and I can't recreate the issue, but let's try it. I'll delete my old save here, and we'll go in and try to do it again. Because this is literally the last bug we have in the Discord, and then yo, which realizations are you talking to about? You become religious at certain nights, you know? You start, what's the step? Bargaining. Yeah. You're like, please, just let me survive this. Get me out of here. I'll do anything. Okay, so let's get the loot and try it with, like Kavictus did, and then there are a couple tiny bugs I know about that I want to fix. There's the element. Oh yeah. Oh dude. Yeah. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. And I'm on the verge of, like, I thought it was working for the demo, but if we really can do what Kavictus is, you know, I believe Kavictus. I think it really happened. But if we can recreate it, then the realization is going to be that we have to redo the whole inventory system. Legitimately, I mean, not like redo from scratch, but redo all the logic for handling and switching and swapping and saving and loading. So it's basically everything. So I'm a little sad about it. Okay. Now I've seen the issue where we had double items. I've seen that issue, and there were three separate commits I did in the inventory that fixed it for the potions at least. And I don't remember if that happened to fix it for maybe this one too. But I probably need some more help from Kavictus to either try to find this bug again, or it might be fixed. So, like, because we did the rest option, the saving fix on the meditate option for the bed here, we fixed that, as well as the inventory option for the doubles in the potions. And to be honest, most of the issues for the potion reset duplication was because we were incorrectly saving data, just like Kavictus was able to incorrectly save data here in the inn. So it might be since when, Kavictus, the shop, the refinery up here, this should be working all the way through. We don't have, you know, all these elements, but this should be working, other than, oh, you know what? No, one of the first bugs Brett reported was the non-saving of the level unlocks. Oh, no HUD? Yeah. You know, I think I took out the HUD in here as a... I want to actually prevent people from doing magic inside buildings, inside like log cabins or something like here. I just didn't get around doing it because the way it's rendering is through a warp zone. And especially the refinery is not even rendering the same way as every other place in the game because of the specific collidables we have. And it's really because of the special dialogue logic we have that does all this stuff. I just didn't want to clog down our play state with all that logic. So we have everything pulled out. So all that to say, I know about that issue and I think I'm leaving it as is because further on, I'm going to implement a thing that prevents people from casting magic indoors so that it won't be there. But you know what? Let's just turn it back on for the refinery so it looks a little more intentional. That way, once people get the upgrade, they'll be able to see that, oh, well, it doesn't change your Manus drain, it doesn't change your focus output, it just gives you more flames to collide with. So I think we'll put it back here. Let's do it. Let's bring this back and we'll go. This is going to be located in the refinery state. And we should have like a Manus render that we had and we turned off. If we were nice enough to ourselves, I just commented it out. Render active upgrade. We don't have the Manus bar rendering in here. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun transition going into the full game development once the demo's done, because we're gonna have to front load a bunch of like boring, awful refactors to make the game function better, and then we can go full steam ahead. But it's gonna be quite a chug for a while there. You know what? We don't have it. I don't even think this is pretty bad because I don't think it's in our play state, but we're not in the play state in the refinery. So when we do this HUD render, we're using all these local variables that are only in our play state, I'm pretty sure, because we call it what, magic render or magic render. Basically we're saying let's render all this stuff. Oh, we did good. Instead of doing the local variables, well, we did have good because there's this stuff. Well, this is basically it. This is basically it. So let's try this. And you know what? Like, it would be nice if we can kind of componentize this, so that we don't have to do this. Just say insert the component. That would be nice. We will go put it in our refinery state where we just were, and we'll put it here. Look, if the active dialogue ID is not nil, meaning there is one, we're going to go render the ID. But then if it is nil, which means we can just do this in an else. Do all that. Okay, now that should be spellcasting in the refinery. Let's see. Dude, the demo is almost there. It's almost there. It's getting exciting. It's been almost there for half a year. I forgot what we were testing. What the heck were we testing? I literally forgot. Oh, in the refinery. Okay. Yeah, well, shows my late brain. Okay. we're going to go try to cast magic in the refinery, see if the magic HUD comes on. And then there's very, very small bugs left at that point. One being the text for the Tome 1. I want to change that. We need to reset the blink on the item inventory. Oh, we need to go up to the refinery. And then there's one more I wrote down in our notes. Okay, there we go, Victus. We've got spellcasting in the refinery. So if you happen to have the rubies to get the upgrade, you can get the upgrade and then cast right here to see what it does, and it'll show you your mana still and your focus. So I think that's a good call, good catch. Good catch, dude. And then, dude, it's going to be fun. We're going to make a little video trailer, a game trailer for the Steam page, which is going to be fun. And then, oh, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Let's get this commit in. All we did was add the magic render into our refinery state render. So just say we'll add everything and we'll commit. It'll be added magic HUD to refinery state. Very simple. Okay, let's try to hop on this second to last bug I'm talking about, and it's very simple. It should be simple, and all it is here when we pull up our inventory. See how we have a cursor that blinks? If I unpause when it's unblinked and then turn it back on, it waits to come back on. So it's like, see, it was on screen when we first made it. If I take it off when it's off, then when I come back on, it's off until it comes back on. So I just want to make that always visible when you start. So we just kind of have to reset the blinking and reset the blink timer upon closing the inventory. So it should be an easy fix. Now this is in our item inventory. And we have this thing called a cursor, and it's in a field called item cursor. But if we take a look at what the cursor object is, it is a blink timer. It is a visible field, and that's it. And we have a method for it. This is great. We have a method to just blink reset. This is exactly what we need. So we'll do a blink reset method on our .item cursor for our inventory once we switch to it. And this is no, we won't do it when we switch to it. We will do it when we cancel. Yeah, when we close the inventory, we'll do it there. So I think that's good. Once we handle the action B. No. Oh, no. It's select, right? Select. We're looking for when we switch from paused, right? Where is it? It might be start, not select. Oh, it's not here. It's not in the inventory class. It's actually in the pause state. That's where it is. Yeah. So if we look in here, so right here, this is unequip item. So we're looking for the start, which takes us back into the play state. Oh, Jesus, dude. Okay. So here, we need to just blink reset right here. So if we hit start, we just need a blink reset. So let's go into our cursor, which is in our G item inventory object. So our G item inventory is the class object that has the dot item cursor, right? Right? Inventory. No. Oh, cursor. Hold on. The cursor. Oh, yeah. The cursor. Because look, the cursor right here is it's in the inventory dot item cursor, and then the cursor itself has a method called blink reset. So we'll say, the item inventory's item cursor object, and we want to run the blink reset method right here. Okay, let's try that. And we do that in the pause state when we hit press, so that the next time we press it, the blink is on, the timer is reset, and it's visible. And we had to do the same thing. That's why we had this blink reset function already. My bad, guys, my bad. We did the same thing when we move it. Because look, if I constantly move it, it doesn't blink. But then if you stop, it blinks. And what we fixed was anytime you bring it up, the bar's visible. So even if you pause when it's invisible, bringing it back, it's visible again. So you'll always see that first thing. Cool. So that's one of the bugs we needed to fix. Let's just do a quick commit for it. Why not? Oops. This is just blink reset upon closing pause menu or inventory menu. Oh my gosh, we're making some headway here, guys. Okay, let's check our notes. I think we have very few things to fix. Did we not? Oh, here. Blink reset, we did this. Oh, see, look. The proper tome inscription. There was one more thing. There was one more thing I didn't write. Oh, the element show off. That's what it is. If we can fix that, that'll be very good. Element. Okay, basically, if we have an element equipped, if we're in the show off, when you get something, it renders the element still, but it breaks it up and looks bad and is wrong. So that's one thing we do need to fix. Let's see if there's any show off render that we can maybe just see. Because basically all we have to do, there is a dot show off field in the player, and that gets triggered whenever you open a treasure chest and you're in that show off state. But he needs to not render the element in his hand if he's in that show off state. And I'm not exactly sure where we handle the rendering for that. I think it's in the state machine for it. I think it's in the state machine. Let's see. We're looking for the state machine. So we're in the state player state. Let's see the idle state and let's see the show off. Okay, so we do this thing where we render the tunic over the player. So the first thing we do is snag our player's animation. We render our player at our location. If we're not falling and if we're showing off, we do this. Well, if not, show off. So where's the else if show off? Right here. If show off, go ahead and do this. Okay, so where are we rendering our freaking element in our hand? We have an element color we're rendering. Is it in the play? Because ideally it would just be right here where we say whenever we render the element. Oh, here, element equipped. Okay, so if element is equipped, render the element. But we only want to do this if the element is equipped and not player show off. Then render that element. So let's try it. I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna nuke my save here. And we'll try it again. This has been a bug for a while. We should have fixed this years ago. If it was that easy. Oh, dude. Here we go. We need to check with Flamma, so I'm gonna go get Flamma first. So look, we have the element equipped, it's in our hand, and now we're gonna open this. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that bug free in ever. That bug has been there as long as we've had this game, so. I wanna test it with the green tunic real quick. It looks good though, I think it's fixed. I've been playing a lot of Demon Souls recently for the first time. And I want more like RPG elements now in the game. Want more weapons and fight styles and stats and oh, see, look, shit, this is it. So this was the walking state. See, so there's the bug. So we added our fix to the idle state, but not the walking state, which kind of sucks. But look, we do this where, yeah, we only do this if not show off, right? So if we go back into, good thing we checked, right? That's why we check walk state, and then when we do the element equipped, only if it's not, if not pushing and not, oh yeah, we can, in idle you can't be pushing, you have to be walking to be pushing, I guess. So player dot show off and not show off. Okay, let's test that. I should have saved. Oh, great. We saved here. Okay, so now we need to fight our way through. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. We'll go here. We'll brave the dungeon with only 2 hearts. We got this. We're gonna be okay. As I fucking killed myself twice right off the bat. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, we're good. We're not gonna die. We're good. You really gotta be patient with your manas, man. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. Okay, here's a moment of truth for the show off. Let's see when we're walking. Yes, dude. Yes, 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 yes. The last thing we need is here, this new tome. This new tome riddle. We need like a riddle. Cavictus. Cavictus, I know you can come. Help. We need a riddle inscribed on this tome that says something like it needs to be enough to, because I don't think it's very apparent. Like, I literally spelled it out. So, like, it's apparent here, right? That we say, played at corruption source, music can heal the water, or whatever. But it's like, if you just play the song correctly, nothing happens, right? And I don't think it's very apparent at all to players. And it's part of the puzzle aspect of the game. But if they're walking around and they see here at Mage's Castle the tome 1 right here, it's the same tome 1 signature, that's supposed to be the clue. Like, this is where you play the tome. So like maybe we could put a little dialogue box here, and it says it's inscribed with some phrase. It doesn't even have to be like English, it can just be like inscribed with something, and maybe the tome we get is inscribed with the same thing. So Kavictus, if you've got any ideas for like a little riddle or a saying or something that we can maybe put on here, because it's like I want to hint to the player that, hey, you have to be, you know, it's a riddle, you have to do something with this info, and what to do is it says played at corruption source, but it's like if it's an ancient tome, it wouldn't know any of that stuff, you know. So I think we need to have it say something more cryptic about the, well, I don't know. I don't know if it can say anything about Mage's Castle, because it's supposed to be just like old ancient music that kind of like harmonizes with the world. So the riddle can be something like, well, I mean, we're here, right? I'm trying to, if we, this is literally the last thing we have as far as bugs go, is this is the only thing. So like, let's try typing some stuff out and seeing if we like anything. It said something like, come on, man. Come on. It's not like you did like a 9-hour stream already, bro. Sometimes loopy brain is the best for creating stuff, you know? We should have this thing called, what, corruption. Here, played at corruption source. Yeah, see, I just need to change this. 11-hour stream, dude, that's fucking nuts. I knew you were streaming forever. I don't know how long it was. You found an ancient tome. It's inscribed. It also bears a message. Okay, so let's put the message in here. The sooner you can give me the message, the sooner you can go to sleep, Kavictus. Because we're wrapping up after this. Played at corruption source. Music can heal the water. I don't want it. I want it to be more cryptic. But I want it to be, well, I don't know. Let's try. It also bears a message. What's the message, guys? It should say something like, the sound of the heart keeps the corruption away. So I like that, but it's like I want to well, yeah, because it's like maybe we can add something that says, that hints at the inscribed, I'm trying to show what I'm talking about here. There's like a little thing inscribed on the tome. Oh, and oh god, and we're dead here. Hold on real quick. I'll just go over to the Mage Castle real quick. I like that, Kavictus. There's something like that where it's like, because like I want to kind of just, it should be musical, right? It should mention music, but then it should also mention the corruption. So like I think you're onto it. There, so see that there's like a little, there's the note, right? The 8th note, and then there's like a little line. That's the first tome. The other one's gonna be like an L or a T or whatever. So like all 4 tomes have their own signature. So maybe when we say this thing where it says it's inscribed with a message, maybe we say it's inscribed with a symbol and a message, and that just kind of like maybe points people to the symbol. And then I don't know if we should. I think we should add a dialogue box here on this old tome, and when you try to read it, it says the writing has worn over the engraved message has worn over the years, and you can't read it or something. But it's inscribed with a symbol, and it says that. So maybe we add like a little bit to say something like, oh, it's inscribed with a symbol, and then when you get the tome, it says, oh, it's inscribed with a symbol, and then the riddle is just whatever we want, and they just have to piece together that the symbol goes with the symbol here, and then once that pattern's established, going forward, they know to look for the right tome. It's just all these little nonverbal things are hard to conceptualize and deliver. You know, so many things I didn't think of when, you know, I never thought the tininess of details we'd have to think about for this. But so we could say it is engraved with elegant music from times of old. I want to say is there is a symbol. There is a symbol etched into the bottom. There's a symbol etched on the bottom corner, and it also bears a message, something like that. And we can use Cavictus. The sound of the heart keeps, I want to say, corruption at bay. Well, no, because the corruption away. Because I wanted to mention something about the beach. I wanted a beach location, but I don't know if we'll ever get there. Okay, the sound of the heart keeps corruption away. Okay, let's try to read this thing. We're gonna have to get over there, though. Oh, shit. Dude, oh. That's what I get for saving it with 2 hearts. David Hasselhoff. We could put a David Hasselhoff cameo in here. So, Cavictus, I want to lean into more stat kind of stuff, like I would like if we could, like, you know, like in Demon Souls, where you could like wear like a ring and you can get fire resistance, or you can get more souls or whatever. Like, oh my god, dude. Oh, we have 1/2 heart. Oh my god. Okay, we're almost there. We're good. We're live. We're good. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. We're looking at the dialogue box here. We had a cheater warp to get us over here at one point, but we took it out. Hey, Month Dev. Love2d is the game engine I'm using. It's open source, and Lua is the programming language I'm using. So I like Love2d because it ports to Mac, Windows, Linux, Android, iOS. It's free to use, free to commercialize. You know, you're allowed to make money off of it. And then it's very user-friendly and fun. So I like it. And then Lua is very straightforward scripting language. And we've made this whole game with Love2d and Lua so far. So the demo's almost out on Steam, and we're just doing some final bug testing here. There's a symbol etched on the bottom corner, and it also bears a message. The sound of the heart keeps corruption away. I like it, Kavictus. I like it. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a little stuck. Why was that boulder stuck for a while? One mechanic I don't show off, and people probably won't find it, is that there actually is, like this crate can be pushed on to a single pit, right? And it stays on top. But if you push it into a chasm, it actually falls. And that's like the one time I'm actually using some like in Love2d rendering magic to shrink the scale of what I'm rendering it so that it actually falls. But we should be able to, if we can get snuck in here, yeah, we should be able to push this. Oh, dude. Oh, he caught me with, oh my gosh, I killed him when I was dead. Oh no. Okay, well, Kavictus, I think that's good. I like the new one. You can, anytime there's a single pit, and the troll room kind of shows that off, but you can actually walk. And here's a bad example because they're kind of blocking you in. Here, I'm gonna block the bat hole. So look, right here, you can walk right here. Yeah, like you can walk right here. There's like a 2 pixel tolerance there, but you can totally walk here, but the chest is closed. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. My bad. My bad. Right here. So it doesn't help you much because it's blocking you anyway, but if that boulder was still there, you can't cheese it without the green tunic, because you just get stuck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Dude, that guy got me fair and square, and I killed him when I was dead. Yeah, there shouldn't be Manus capture when we're dead. I don't think it's a huge deal. I mean, because you're dead. Once you're dead. Because there's dying and then there's dead, right? And you're still able to cast when you're dying, apparently. So it takes however long it takes for the whole get knocked on your ass animation. That's how long you're dying for. Because you're not technically dead until the game over screen kind of comes up. Oh shit, dude. Oh my god. Oh shit. See, that bug right there, because what he did, he killed us with the spitball. But then our dead body fell into the pit, and we still actually rendered the falling in the pit, and then we had a pit game over instead of a normal game over. Just that right there took us forever for the bugs on the dying there. But as far as I know, dude, we're no more bugs as far as I know and want to fix. So we're at the mercy of people coming in and helping us playtest to find any more potential bugs. There are some times that people leave notes, and a lot of them, like Kavictus would leave notes about maybe like 2 or 3 different things that are intended in the game. But anything that's unintended, especially any game-breaking stuff, hopefully we can fix before the Steam release. So let's add our commit here, and then we'll see. Well, I thought the demo was gonna be done in April. Back in like February, I was like, yeah, we're gonna be done in April, be on Steam end of April. And here we are, end of the year. So yeah, I'm trying to give up any notion of any control I have over the speed and timeline of this game. But let's do our commit. Let's do our commit and then see if there's anything else, because we might be ready for another batch of playtesting, which means another batch of executables. But my computer's broke, so I can't make the Windows executable. or the Linux executable. Well, I can test it. I can't test it. I can make it, but I can't test it. And I don't like to post a tagged release on GitHub without testing the executables I'm releasing. So when the new computer gets in, we'll do it. But people do, yeah, you know what? I'll make a v2.1 release on GitHub and only add the Windows Mac builds for now, so that we can get some people testing the new build, which fixes all the initial bugs, and it's an easier sell. Why is only Cavictus showing up in the chat up here? I don't know. But let's check our commit, and then we might call it a night here. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I just don't get it. I don't get, like, Twitch. I mean, Twitch gets it, I guess. I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, you should be showing up, Month. I don't know why. No. What do you develop, Month? Are you game developer, web developer? It's something in Stream Elements. I just need to pull a new Stream Elements preset, I think, for the chat. It's just hard to test because when it's hard to test because no one's in my chat when I'm trying to test, right? Right. So, well, here, let's try it now. Okay, this thing is called, well, it's called multi-channel chat, which is probably not great because we're not trying to get multi-channels. So maybe I'll just make a new chat. What web browser are people on these days? Because Firefox have been giving me so many issues recently. Okay, I'm trying Chrome real quick. Pizza sticks. Pizza sticks. Oh god. Dude, I'm ashamed to say I don't know what pizza sticks are. Are these like frozen? Junior dev doing web for startup. Cool. Oh, nice. Okay. Do you do any C development or Java, or what do you do? What are you interested in low level? Yeah, I'm torn because I mean I don't have a CS background, but I'm trying to break into the industry, so I honestly have no idea what to do. So I'm kind of just doing my own thing until someone maybe finds me. So maybe that'll pan out. C++. Cool. I mean, I think unfortunately I think C++ jobs will be around for a while. And I say that just because I know how tough C++ is. I don't know how tough it is, but I know how tough C is, and I know C++ is a bunch of stuff on top of that. So, okay, I'm not figuring out the stream elements right now. It's just busted. Let's make sure we did commit and push. Yeah, nothing was working on my stream elements, so I don't know. But Month, it was good seeing you. Hopefully you can come catch another stream sometime. Wait, so why is it yellow if we pushed it? Because we need to commit. Okay, we're gonna commit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to Chromium too, because there's so many little web application stuff like that Adobe does sometimes that only works in Chrome, and I really hate to. Well, you know what? Screw Adobe. I don't know. We'll see when the new computer gets here if Firefox still works, or if we're gonna switch to Chrome. Okay, this is a new inscription on Tome 1. We're gonna get push it. So web dev, do you got a stack they're teaching you in school right now, or that they taught you in college month? Were you doing like Next.js React stuff, or I don't know, because I'm trying to get a programmer job somewhere, but it's been really tough. Let's check the Discord. Let's see. I don't think anything else is here. Okay. So I think I will call it for the night. We'll find someone to raid out to, and then I'll double check any known bugs. If there are any tiny ones, I'll fix it. But the goal is I'm gonna get a v2.1 out with new executables for Mac and Windows, so that we can test the v2.1 with this. It was like 30 bug fixes from v2.0 to 2.1. Oh, really? Okay, well, maybe they taught you some lower level stuff or some theory or something. Do you regret going to college for it, or is it like just it could have been better for you think? Because coming from a no CS degree, I feel like I missed out on a CS degree, but also I hear other stories of people like you saying that most of the stuff they learned wasn't from the school. Oh, pizza. Okay, pizza sticks. Okay, dude. Okay. You know what I just got? Kabictus is a pizza oven, a Uni pizza oven that gets like super ridiculously hot. So I made on Halloween I made homemade pizzas. I'll send you a picture. More fundamental. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like you landed a job as a junior dev though, at least. Because at least getting your foot in the door is at least something that is very tough. You know, like that's a very tough step for me, is to get that first job and then stay there for a while, you know. You know what? I'm trying to find someone to raid. Let's see who. I like hitting up other devs when they're deving, but I don't see any. It's always a crapshoot when you raid people you don't know too, you know? It's like, are they gonna be cool or what? JD's gaming, Jitspo. We'll hit up Jitspo. We haven't hit him in a while. He's always doing some really cool stuff. So we'll raid out. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. Once my new computer's in, I'll be making a new video about it. And we also are gonna be making I'm gonna be making a channel trailer for the Steam. Thanks for hanging, Katron. Yo, appreciate you, Kavictus, for hanging, Katron. Month, nice meeting you. Thanks for the raid. Have a good night, y'all. I'm gonna be starting a new series on YouTube instead of, you know, how I'm like 600 episodes in on my YouTube series. I'm gonna start a new one with the new computer setup, and it's gonna be coding every day till my game is done. And it's gonna be day 1, day 2, and we'll just keep numbering it like that. But that'll be probably 2 weeks if the computer ships. So we'll see. Thanks for hanging. We'll raid out here to another dev and then call it a night. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah, maybe you're right.